Local police and school officials sharing their thoughts tonight on the criminal charges against Scott Peterson.
Well, both putting an emphasis on the training school resource officers go through. Western Mass News reporter Caroline Powers joins us now with what they had to say. Caroline.
Dave and Beth, administrators at Chicopee Public Schools tell me a school resource officer serves one of the most important roles in their school buildings. They train constantly throughout the year with the police department to make sure what happened in Florida doesn't happen here.
16 months later, and the deadly shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida is still on everyone's minds, especially school administrators and police officers.
Ultimately, you are a police officer in the school. You're in charge of the safety and the security of all the students in that building.
This week, former sheriff's deputy and SRO Scott Peterson was charged for his response to the school shooting. Footage showed Peterson taking position outside a Stoneman Douglas High School building while a gunman was inside firing at students and staff. 17 people were killed. Today, Peterson was charged with 11 counts, including felony child neglect.
Based on today's training and policies about active shooters and what the response is, if somebody's running away from the scene instead of addressing the immediate threat, I could see where there would be an issue.
Chicopee Police Officer Michael Wilk spent 5 years as a school resource officer. He tells Western Mass News it is their responsibility to face any threat or problem at the school.
You have to do what's right. I mean, you know inside of you what you need to do, especially if you're a trained police officer, especially if you're working in a school. You know that the situation could happen. You know what you have to do. You have to act and take care of it.
Elvin Morton is the Assistant Superintendent for Student Support Services at Chicopee Public Schools. He says tragedies like Parkland, Florida, Sandy Hook, and Columbine are why they constantly train with their officers.
Obviously, everybody's going to have a different type of response in those situations, but I think that's the reason why they train as police officers. Also, they train with us and our staff members when it comes to lockdowns and our emergency preparedness procedures. I think the more we train, the more we drill, I think people become, I won't say used to it, but I think the training takes over in those situations.
Chicopee Public Schools say they've also recently ramped up their training and safety procedures. They're now part of the state police training for enhanced lockdowns. For Western Mass News, I'm Caroline Powers.